I got started with music roughly 1974 or 7. It was like 1977-ish, somewhere around there, I believe. I eventually ran into Josh Lewis at Studio 54, and I ran into him a couple of different times, and the second time I had given him one of my demo albums on a vinyl platter.
We weren't even alive in 1977. We met in high school in 2005. So this guy's a fucking nut job. I don't know why you interviewed him in the first place. He's completely delusional. Dude, when I first met him, I thought he was cool and everything. I came home from work one time. I walked in my living room. He's dancing around my living room in my dead grandmother's clothes.
And he listened to it, took it back to his place, and he had been looking for a singer, incidentally, for his project, The Appraised, and asked me to provide vocals for the band, and I decided to join. I thought it would be a great opportunity, and it was my first foray into music. Our first concert was held shortly thereafter at I don't remember where it was. Quite honestly, it was a nice little arena, but it was quite an event. Plenty of local acts had come to perform, and we had such a lovely crowd. It was tens of thousands of people. I can't even tell you how many people were actually there.
Our first show was a battle of the bands in a dingy warehouse in the middle of nowhere in front of maybe 10 or 15 people that were there to see the other bands that were performing. He was running all over the stage, back and forth, doing cartwheels, forgetting the words to every song halfway through the song, and I whispered to him, calm down, you're making a mockery of this, and he just would not listen to me.
I hung around Studio 54, so of course there are people there that did drugs. So, but no, I personally didn't do drugs. There was just something about it that didn't appeal to me. I felt like that drugs made you do things that weren't, quite rational and really did not serve a purpose. And it really pulls you out of yourself. It pulls you out of your moment, your element.
One time we were at the grocery store, and for no reason he started throwing massive amounts of hot dogs in the shopping cart, and I'm like, we're not even here for that. We're here for milk and eggs. We can't afford hot dogs right now. And here he is, just throwing hot dogs into the cart.
Really, drugs are just something I just didn't really want to mess with. The Joseph Merricks originally started off as the Fly and the Widow. After The Appraised had eventually dissolved from the band that we had known, Josh and I had went our separate ways. He had dabbled with a new project called the Third Floor Kids, I believe, something like to that effect. And then I dabbled with the electronic music because that was a thing at the time. It was quite beautiful music, and unfortunately we couldn't continue the band the way that it had initially began, so Josh and I decided to keep it, the two of us, and perform acoustically. The BBC actually contacted us just this past fall to do a special for them at the London O2 Arena. It was a lovely night. It was a magical night. And it was our first time performing in nearly 30 years together on stage. We had only performed that one concert previously together, so it was definitely a fun night. It was quite amazing. I mean, tens of thousands of people there again, and we had a lovely time. It was a very lovely time.
Last year we played a small show for maybe 15, 20 people at a coffee shop windowsill. And then 2 weeks ago, we played at a party in my basement. So I have no idea where he's getting all these ideas from, that the BBC is at every show and following us around and filming us, and we're not that big.
I don't think that there's really anything that I do that's considered crazy per se. I might be a little eccentric and I might be a little eclectic, but I'm definitely not crazy.
That guy is a few books short of a library. This guy beat the shit out of a homeless man in my basement.
So, honestly, I don't know why people think I'm crazy.